Well, that's the Super Duke done. My brain is melting still, struggling to articulate just how bonkers that thing is. But anyway, we must move on. We're professionals. The next job. And as you can see behind me, we've got a fleet of 990s on the road ready to go. So 123 horsepower, 178 kilos. It's going to be way more manageable. I'm looking forward to this. You've got big bike looks, big bike kind of, it looks like a proper Super Duke, but a bit more manageable, or way more manageable. So KTM reckons the 990 Duke is 96% all new compared to the 890. The motor is bored and stroked to 950cc and is housed in an all new frame which is much stiffer than previously. There's also the introduction of a more complex electronic suite. If you want the full tech spec, check out our previous video. There's a link in description. 30 years of Duke. Did you know, I didn't know this, that the Duke name came from Jeff Duke? I've only just found that out. After all these years, call yourself a journalist. Track mode, anti-wheelie, off, oh ABS, Supermoto. Oh, as I said, 96% new. You've got to kind of treat it as a new bike, really. Of course, we're going to draw comparisons to the 890/790, but just out of interest, the 890 is no longer available. It's only the 790. And just to educate a few people who still think these bikes are made in China, it's only the 790s that are made in China. FYI. I love the ergos, feels very very Duke-like. I think one of the first things that strikes me is just how thin it is around the gutting. The tank and the seat, where the tank and the seat meets, is very thin. It sort of leaves your legs flailing a little bit on the road. But you are protected by these sort of rad shrouds. I've got to say, first impressions, just how smooth the thing is. You know, refinement and KTM aren't necessarily two words that you'd put together. But this thing is very, very nice. The fueling is delicious. The throttle response is absolutely cock on. It certainly is not going to bite you in the arse like the Super Duke wants to every 2 minutes. And one of the primary targets for this bike was to improve stability. And KTM knew that the 890 was king of agility in a class. It was so flickable, so nimble. You can take the piss with it. But they also knew that stability wasn't the best, shall we say. I mean, I didn't think it was. I thought it made it exciting rather than dangerous, but yeah, stability is key here. What a splendid arrangement. It definitely feels more stable, I can tell you that now. Less flighty. It's almost like they made it a bit safer and a bit more stable without sacrifice, which is a bit of a rare treat, really, isn't it? 45 degrees maximum, must try harder. Yeah, it certainly wants to be part of the tarmac more. The 890 used to sort of skim sometimes when you were riding fast. The suspension feels like it's soaking up more of the road, and the tyres are on the tarmac more, which is a little bit tighter that. We've got Bridgestone S22s, which as you'll know is a damn decent road tyre. Obviously it's not an S23, but I cannot tell you how much more manageable this is than the Super Duke. This is still exciting, still raw, still a KTM, but just more a bit more docile. It's also, the 990 is more proper naked bike. It's more, you can tell it's got 3090 Super Duke DNA rather than the 890 Duke, which was still a bit motard based. This is far more fluid. just spent a bit of time there doing some cornering, and it looks like a Super Duke, it rides like a Super Duke, it feels like a Super Duke. The cockpit is exactly the same, the bars are a bit different, obviously dash is slightly different, but no, predominantly this is a proper baby Super Duke now. If I'm being brutally harsh on it, I think it needs the brakes could do with a little bit more, you know, but that's what, you know, the R's going to come out soon, and the R's going to have that on, so go on! I can't get over how easy this is to ride. So nice, and yet when you open the throttle and when you want it to be, it's a proper motherfucker. You know, not Super Duke levels of motherfucker, but you know, we're talking mid-level, mid motherfucker. I need to up the rebound. That's what it is. I'm slamming on the brakes and it's just coming up a bit too much. What a road. I mean, you can do everything the Super Duke does, but just less stabby, less sadistic, a bit less motherfucker. And it's not trying to kill you every 2 minutes. It's quite nice. The Super Duke is fucking amazing, I'm not gonna lie. It's that is just nuts. But part of me is like, well, you know, the argument is now, do you see, you know, if you're just doing road and you want to be a bit of a hooligan, do you save yourself £5 and have just as much fun? Well, nearly as much fun. I guess I'm more surprised just how able and different this is to the 890, and just how much better it is than the just riding the Super Duke. It's quite interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
That is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Save yourself £5 over a Super Duke.
100%.
Bury it. The other thing I would say is we haven't actually, the roads are quite nice over here, so we had a few bumpy spells, a few sort of nasty undulations, but nothing UK spec. The suspension feels a little bit more premium. I think that's got to do more with the chassis as well, just how well behaved it is compared to the 890. I think whatever god you believe in said, right, here's a 990, I'm going to make a road, I'm going to build some roads to suit this bike. These, oh shit, these are the roads that he would build right here. Oy. I think that's what it is. I need some more compression, a bit more rebound. A fat boy setting is what I need. I almost forgot about the my first suspension feature. Same as the 390 Duke. We have 5 clicks of suspension, 5 clicks of adjustment for compression and rebound on the fork, and 5 clicks of rebound on the rear. And it's designed to help people with setup, rather than having 30 clicks of adjustment that doesn't really do much every click. This is 5 clicks and it's big changes every time, and I've just put two on and it's already much nicer. I have to do the same for rebound. Supporting my fat ass, much better the brakes, like it a lot, like this a lot. Rebound, yeah, okay, that's good, that's good. Whoa, don't want to get that wrong, fuck me. No, I still like a little bit more brake. I think it's a bit kind of on off. There's not enough progression. If I'm being really fucking picky here, by the way, this is like properly clutching its jaws, because there's nothing to moan about this bike at all. But yeah, I'm looking forward to an upgrade in stopping power when it comes to the R model. Fuck yeah!
All day, every day.
But anyway, back in the real world, we are pootling around, stuck behind cement mixers and dodging dead badgers. I mean, it's not as exciting, but the bike is more than capable of doing the everyday shit. It's so easy to ride. It's another level of refinement. The question is, do you save yourself $5 over a Super Duke and get one of these? Because beforehand, I think we're getting a long termer from KTM. This is a part of a bigger conversation which we'll get to later on. But we're going to get a long termer from KTM, and we asked for a 1390, the new Super Duke. And they went, what about the 990? I was like, no, don't be stupid, don't be fucking ridiculous, mate. I want a fucking big boy's toy. Do you know what I mean? I tell you what, I think it's an ego and a willy waving thing choosing the Super Duke over this. I really do. That's how good it is.